Hey everyone, it's Megan with the CraftyPlannerLovR here, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we are going to be decorating a page in my reading planner for A Court of Thorns and Roses. You guys, this book has been absolutely a tale. Firstly, let me just start by saying if you missed my setup of this reading planner, or if you want to see the very first book that I did a planner spread in, then you can check out my reading planner playlist. There will be a link up here in the cards, also in the description box below, as well as a link to SammyLynnPlanning and all of her social medias, because I'm using that this green fairy kit deco and green ephemera, maybe, element wash strips from SammyLynnPlanning. I am on her PR team, so if you would like to save some money off of your order, you can use my code Megan15 and it will get you 15% off. And you also receive my freebie, and this is what the freebie looks like. I love my freebie, and it changes month to month, so sometimes I don't have the freebie right at the time of me filming. So that's what had happened today. I did have an order for my PR order come in soon, so I thought that the fairies in this kit would be perfect for A Court of Thorns and Roses. I thought that this was like, it was just perfect because there's a crown here, there's, you know, different colored girls, different fairies, so I thought this would be cute. It's definitely not specific to A Court of Thorns and Roses. Sadly, SammyLynnPlanning's ACOTAR themed bundle is not available anymore, and I missed my chance to get it because I thought I was never going to read ACOTAR, and here we are. So, without further ado, let's jump into my spread for A Court of Thorns and Roses. Alright, so in my reading planner, I will show you what I did for Throne of Glass, and that's what this looks like. So I use Sarah Lynn Art's little reading deco here, and so we're going to go ahead and start with the next page here for A Court of Thorns and Roses. You guys, this is going to be a spoiler-free review, so if you would like to hear more spoiler in-depth things, I can totally chit-chat with you via DMs on Instagram, but at the time of me filming this, I have only read the first book, so no spoilers, please. I am sure that a lot of you guys have read this series already and are very familiar with it, but I have not, so no spoilers. Okay, let's go ahead and start decorating. As you see in this page, I did not need this part here. It says author, number of pages, genre, and date finished. All of that is over here on this side, so I don't need that section. I do want to keep the book summary, and I do want to keep key takeaways, but quote to remember I don't need, and that's pretty much how I did it with this one as well. So let's go ahead and start. Alright, you guys, let's talk about my thoughts for A Court of Thorns and Roses. First of all, what a book. What a book. That was such an interesting series. Honestly, I had low expectations going in. I had some high expectations specifically because both of my sisters have read this book. They both are obsessed with it. But if you saw my Throne of Glass decorating video, then you know that I was kind of hesitant to start A Court of Thorns and Roses because I was afraid that I would like it, or I wouldn't like it as much as everybody else has. So I was worried that that was going to be something that I would have in, like, thoughts that I would have in this series as well. Turns out, you guys, I did not have that thought at all. It is a good book. It is very slow. It is a slow burn. It definitely takes some time for you to get into the book. The first half of the book I really enjoyed. I thought that it was good for world building, but if you've read the book, that one specific scene with the head, and I'm not going to say anything else, I'm just going to leave it at that, you know what I'm talking about. That's when things for me started to get interesting. I was very aware of a certain relationship that was supposed to happen in this book. And I wouldn't have known anything about this book had the girls on the PR team not talked a bit about it during the release, whenever SammyLynnPlanning was releasing sneak peeks to the PR team about what the monthly bundle for whenever the ACOTAR bundle was released. She was like, you know, obviously you don't share it with other people until it's time for the actual release, but this is what it looks like. You guys are going to be excited. And then we all were like, oh, is it going to be, it's not going to be Harry Potter because you already did Harry Potter. It's not going to be, you know, we'll see what it is. And she was like, nope, it's A Court of Thorns and Roses. And I was like, great. What's that? And everyone was horrified and shocked to find out that I did not know what A Court of Thorns and Roses was. So they were like, oh my gosh, it's a great book. You should read it. Like, you definitely need to read it. And I was like, meh, maybe not. But now I know why they were saying that. 'Cause it's good. It's real good. It's a very exciting series after that moment that I was telling you guys about. So that's my original introduction to the series, and then we go into the actual series. And like I said, this is spoiler free, so you do not have to worry about me spoiling anything, because I do not think that it, even though the book has been out a bit, I do not think that it is nice to spoil, especially for those who haven't read it yet, because the same courtesy was given to me when I was hearing about it. The only thing I knew were a few of the possible question mark on that love triangles. I say possible because I'm not quite sure if said relationship is going to continue. If you want, like I said, if you want to hear my thoughts about it, then you're gonna have to message me because I don't want to spoil it for other people. But I am interested to see if there is a certain other love triangle, love situation that's going to be happening. But you're going to have to just wait and find out how I feel about this series, because so far I'm really liking it, you guys. I'm really, really enjoying it. That car just decided to be absolutely too loud. Don't know if you guys heard it, but it was quite a loud car. So, sorry about that. I think we are oh, come on. We are going to move this butterfly. If he will come off of the page, we're going to move him over. Oops. He might not want to move. He might say, this is my permanent place of residency, so no thank you. I just want to cover up the rest of that word. There we go. Okay, I do want this to go somewhere. Let's figure out where else to put this. I literally am keeping A Court of Thorns and Roses up here so you guys can see the book, but I just keep covering it up. Y'all, I am not an aesthetic planner. I just can't. I can't decorate aesthetically without covering everything else up. Like Lisa Marie is over there in her YouTube collab loops just having candles and cuteness all the time. And I'm like, I don't know how to understand how you were doing that, my girl, but it's cute and I love it. Okay. Going back, words are hard today. Going back to the series. I really enjoyed the building, the world building that Sarah J Maas does. And I've read, you know, like you've heard already, I've read Throne of Glass. So I'm familiar with the way she sets things up. So I knew, because Throne of Glass was the same, I knew it would be a slow burn at the beginning, but it would get better in the second half. And that's how this was too. That's how A Court of Thorns and Roses was. So I am left with a lot of questions after reading the last page. I'm interested to see what's going to happen and what the specifics are going to be with a certain fae. I'm interested to see how that goes. That specific fae, I'm also interested to see if something else happens with said person, because I want to know why this fae is so interested in the lead character. Yeah, it's very vague if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you know what I'm talking about, then you're like, oh, yes. And you are understanding what I'm trying to say. But that's all I'm going to say. Sorry. Again, no spoilers. Have you guys seen Doctor Who before? Off topic, but have you seen Doctor Who before? And River Song always says no spoilers, spoilers. That's how I'm thinking when I say no spoilers. I'm thinking of River Song, going spoilers. So yeah, no spoilers here. All right, you guys, I feel like that is pretty well decorated. I don't need to do too much to it, but I think that's good. Let's see. I don't want to add too many fairies because I've got 3 already on here, and I don't need too many. I mean, like, there's plenty of fae in the series, but I don't want to overwhelm the page with too much. I'm kind of thinking I'll put the crown somewhere else. If it'll come off, I'm going to put it up here. If not, then we're just going to leave it where it goes, and we'll figure something else out. So far, it's coming up pretty good. These pages are very, like, you can move things around and you're good. So that's one of the things I like about this journal is the pages are very flexible as far as, like, removing stickers. I'm going to move this tree over. This tree does not really have anything to do with the series. And like I said, this isn't a specific bundle for ACOTAR. I probably could have gotten a bundle, but I am poor and I have no money and I already had this. So, anyway. I just thought that this tree kind of represented the forest that Feyre is in. And if you've never heard of A Court of Thorns and Roses, first of all, let me introduce you to one of the best series I have ever read besides Harry Potter. Fight me on that. I don't care. It was really, really good. It is about... You know what? But so I don't spoil anything unknowingly, I'm just going to read the synopsis from the book for you so you can understand what I'm saying. It's kind of, I've got to see it more like a Beauty and the Beast kind of story, but it's way, way more than that. It's so much more than a Beauty and the Beast twist. So, now that we've decorated the page, now that we have done all of the talking about it, let's go ahead and create our title. And again, you guys may be realizing that the Throne of Glass, like my title for that is, you know, different than it would be for here. So I'm thinking I'm just going to bite the bullet and use my own handwriting. Even though I hate my handwriting, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And we'll hope that it doesn't turn out like absolute dog poopy. So we'll see. You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with the thick tip. Feyre kills a wolf in the woods because she is dying of hunger and she's trying to feed her family. And because of that, she gets dragged to a land that Feyre is aware of, but she realizes that her captor is not really a beast, but he is an immortal fairy who once ruled her world. She adapts to her new home. Her feelings for the fairy Tamlin transform from icy hostility into a fiery passion that burns through every lie she's been told about the beautiful, dangerous world of the Fae. But something is not right in the fairy lands. An ancient wicked shadow is growing, and Feyre must find a way to stop it or doom Tamlin and his world forever. So that is the synopsis behind A Court of Thorns and Roses. So basically, it is a story that is set in the time frame of a fairy and his court, and because she killed this creature, she gets dragged to the land of the Fae, and she goes on this whole adventure. So Feyre is the lead person in the story, and then Tamlin is supposed to be the captor and the beast. Right, not my worst attempt at doing shading. It could have been a lot worse, you know, the shading could have been terrible. All right, author is going to be, oh, I probably should take before the pen picture. Hold, please. All right, now that that's done, author is Sarah J Maas. Now for my rating. So let's go back. I gave this a 7 out of 10. So I think I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10 because I liked it just slightly more than Throne of Glass. And when I say slightly, I mean literally. Maybe we'll give it a 7.5. We'll give it a 7.5. That way it makes more sense that I liked it slightly more. That is not the tip we're going to use. All right, and then I'm going to, off camera, write my review because it's going to take me some time to think about it. All right, you guys, that is it for my Court of Thorns and Roses book review. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my thoughts and my theories on this series. If you're interested in seeing more of these spreads, then definitely check out the playlist. I only have 2 videos, which was me decorating this page and setting up the planner. If you are wanting to see more of these, please let me know in the comment section down below. I will also leave the link to my reading planner in the description box so you can get it from Temu if you would like to, or one similar. If you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and if you are subscribed, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I do post new videos just like this one. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, read on. Bye guys.